Hello, Professor. This is Latanya Buford. This is my diversity assignment. As instructed, I interviewed two people. This assignment was very interesting to me. It gave me the opportunity to talk to people that I wouldn't normally talk to, even though the people I talked to, I knew for the most part, but I didn't really know them. These are not people that I talk to on a regular basis. One of them I run into from church. I'm very involved in church, so I run into him every now and then on at church functions. I ran into him recently, and he is a late 30s, like 38, 39-year-old African American male. He is married and he has two daughters. I know one is a teenager and one I think she's preteen. He is a musician. He plays for a church in the city of St. Louis. He was born in Carbondale, Illinois, and I believe he still resides in Illinois. He is a musician by trade. That is his job. I asked him about his childhood friends. He had 3 friends that he named off the bat that were his childhood friends. I also asked him about the type of food that he likes. His favorites were Italian and Thai food. I asked him about did he have any friends of different races, and he said he did. He had a friend who was Japanese and he had a friend who was Brazilian, which I thought was very interesting, given that the field he's in, especially playing gospel music, is very rare that we branch out to other ethnicities when it comes to friendships, because usually, unfortunately, gospel is considered black African American music, and it's very rare that you find too many people that we associate ourselves with or outside of what we're comfortable with. I asked him, did he have a bucket list, and he said yes, he did, but he did not go into any details about what his bucket list. I asked him about his hobbies. He said he liked going to the shooting range, he liked traveling, he liked going to the movies. He said he liked going to strip clubs occasionally, which I don't know how his wife feel about that, but okay, who am I to judge? He said that, did he have a dream job? He did, and he said he is currently doing his dream job. He loves music. That's what he loves to do. I know he plays the piano. I don't know about anything else. I know he sings because I have heard him sing before, and I know he directs the choir as far as being the minister. He's actually the minister of music, I believe, at the church he plays for. He said that he is doing his dream job. I asked him, do he see himself in the future doing anything else? And he said he didn't know. At this point in time, he is enjoying what he's doing and he's living his life. I thought that was a good conversation. Like I said, it's somebody I kind of know, but I don't really talk to on a regular basis. And then being a black male with 2 daughters, he said that was a struggle sometimes, and that it's something raising 2 daughters, especially in these days and times. It's just a little different. So I thought that was a good conversation with him. Another person that I interviewed was a former coworker. As you know, I'm laid off. So a former coworker of mine, she is a 41-year-old Caucasian female. She was born in Alton, Illinois. She lives in Wood River right now, Wood River, Illinois. She is separated from her spouse, and she has 3 children, 2 sons and a daughter. And the daughter's the youngest. Her kids, I know, are heavily involved in sports. So when I asked her the sports question, she said yes, she likes sports, but I know that her sons play basketball, they play softball. I think her oldest one plays football, I'm not sure. I know her daughter plays soccer and she plays basketball also. I asked her, did she have any friends of another race? And she said, growing up, she had a friend that was another race. She didn't tell me what the race was, but it was a friend who would come over during the summer and visit her grandparents during the summertime. She didn't actually live here. She said in her school they only had one boy that was of mixed race, and then he was younger than her, so she really didn't associate with him. But given around that time in the area, I'm assuming it probably wasn't very many African American people in that area at the time that she's growing up. She's somewhat around my age, so we didn't really live in that area, so I'm assuming that was probably why it wasn't too many African American people in that area. She said that it was after she graduated from high school that she's got some friends, Asian friends, a few black friends, and a Muslim friend. She said she had 3 childhood friends growing up. She said that as far as hobbies, sports I know is a big thing with her. She likes music, she said, but she likes all music, but she doesn't like classical or jazz music. She said as far as a bucket list, she really didn't have one. She said that there's one place that she wanted to visit once before she passed. Not once she passed, because she can't visit nothing then. But before she died, there was a place she wanted to visit. She didn't really say where it was. She said that her dream job, she loves the job she's doing currently. She loves her job. We worked together, and then she quit and went on to another place, and she loved what she's doing. She said she feels as though whatever you're doing now, and it's something that you love, and you're doing it well, that's your dream job. So I thought that was good. I thought that was good advice. I really like this assignment. It gave me an opportunity to talk to people that I know, but more insight, I guess, to who they were. I didn't really ask a lot of in-depth questions. I guess maybe I could have been that I know these people. I know that she has a very good sense of humor. She's a very friendly person. She doesn't have any issues, from what I've seen, of associating with people with different race. Me and her got along pretty well. I know that her son has friends on his team that are of another race. I know he had a couple of African American friends who come over to her house on a regular basis, and she treats them like her own children. So I think she's pretty comfortable being a diverse person. I know that in the area that she lives in, it's not a lot of African Americans, or I'm not going to say that it's not a diverse community, but I don't think it's as diverse as it could be. Being a person who grew up in the St. Louis, I was born and raised in St. Louis. Unfortunately, races here tend to stick with their own and live in areas that they live in. We have an east side, north side, south side, the suburbs. So when you think South City, St. Louis, unfortunately, you think it's majority black over there. Now, I know in areas there is a large Somalian culture. There is an Asian culture, and they tend to stick together by blocks. I know St. Louis has a lot of Bosnian peoples also. So, and they tend to stick with each other. Do I think that's sad? Yeah, I think, but we're kind of taught to stick to our own kind. There are a few that'll branch out, but you have a tendency to stay within what you're comfortable. And if you grow up in an area that is predominantly black, you're going to grow up and you're going to stay with that area unless you have someone who pushes you to branch out to other areas and to meet other people. But I thought this was a very good assignment. I was very interested. I was pleased with the people that I talked to. As far as the young man that I spoke with, I know that he is very into music. I know that because he plays music. He really didn't talk too much about being an African American man in this city, but being a mother who is raising African American men, I kind of understand the struggle for our young men in this society today. Being, like I said, a single parent myself, and having a black young man, is a fear that something will happen when they walk outside the door, because these days, unfortunately, our African young men is a target for the police and all kinds of stuff. So of course I have that fear. But it was a good assignment. I would love for my children to be more diverse and have friends of all races and be able to mix in cultures. I think that just makes them a better and well-rounded person. So that is all. Bye.